Hey, what's going on guys, Theros here and welcome to a new tutorial. And in this tutorial we will be kind of looking at some weird landscapes. So let me put up some examples, some tests I did before. So this is not finished, obviously. There's a lot of errors here, like look here, I used the mouse here for the rivers, which this was just a test that I posted on Facebook. So you know, people were giving me ideas and I was like suggesting is this something that you guys want, and then I remade it, but better, obviously, just to test the techniques. And it kind of got this nice thing going on with the eyes. It kind of reminds me of an old piece I did in 2012. Let me see here, just put it next to each other. Whoops, come back. So we I kind of tried some techniques, you know, to give some depth to the piece, you know, make it look more realistic. So realism was sort of a goal, but not that much, you know, because come on, these are mountains with eyes. The hills have eyes. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. So we were gonna be doing basically something like this today. And I'm going to show you how I did these things here. It's not that hard, and I hope you guys are going to have fun. It's going to be a quick one. Let me just keep these on my other screen. So we're going to be using a few stocks here. I got these from cgtextures.com and texturepilot.com. Yeah. Those are just really great sites where I get my stuff, you know, the stuff I use in the videos. So for example, this is the stock that I use for the rivers, you know, the ones flowing in this piece here, yeah. And I obviously modified it a bit, you know. What else did I use? Let me see here. Well, the eye, obviously. I think I used this. Yeah, I used this image for the background. See there in the background, and this one here. No, which was it? I think it was this one. No, it was this one. Yeah, there we go. This is the one that I used as a second piece to the image. So what I did, I just made a new file, you know, just a regular file, and save it. Obviously, let me save it really quick. Hello, why is it not saving? File save. Yes. Yay. We'll call this tutorial. There we go. And now I just dragged some images inside. You know, I started with this one, this thing here, the river, right? And I just dragged it. It doesn't really matter, you know, when you're doing quick stuff like this. Just splatter inside, move it around, because the images are high resolution, so don't worry about that. The next thing that I did, I added a mask with this button here, yeah, and I selected a soft round brush. There we go, bigger size, soft round, yeah. It's a default brush, so don't worry. And select the mask, and you're gonna automatically have here black and white. With black, we erase from the image, and if you press X, you switch to white in the colors here, and you can add back. So, but I'm just gonna erase what I don't need, right? There we go. So I'm just gonna leave that off for now, and just gonna add another image inside. Was it this one? Yes. No, maybe? Well, this works, so let me see here. This one here. Just gonna add it and drag it. Just move it around a bit. Switch it. And this is gonna be in our foreground, right? So just this guy standing here. Like, well, see, in this one, I added kind of like this guy here. But it's not really necessary. Like, you can just do the structures, and here the guy is here, just a silhouette. Yeah, let's grab our lasso tool, and well, no, let's select this. Where is it? There we go. Quick selection tool. Just drag around, just like that. and grab your lasso tool now with this one selected here, the subtract from selection, and kind of like deselect this area here so you still keep the rocks, you know. There we go. I want to keep these two. Thank you very much. Don't have to be super accurate, and I really like this one, so don't take it away from me, Photoshop. Thank you. And this one here. Now select the add to selection. Yeah, there it is. And just add this whole area. We don't need that. And just click on your mask. And now press Control and I to invert. And there we go. We got our foreground here. As you can see, it's masked. So let me just make this darker, because, you know, since we're gonna have in the foreground, things are always darker, you know, and in the background they're always lighter. So see how the background fades here, but it's kind of darker here, has more shadows in the foreground. Same here. See, you gotta have some depth. Well, let me just add another stock here. You know, just play with stocks around here. You can add whatever you want, basically whatever fits you. I'm just gonna use the same ones, you know, for tutorial sake. Just gonna add this one here. Why the hell not? Just gonna extend it. Let me just put it behind. Let me just name stuff. This is the foreground. This is gonna be the middle. River. Let me just call it river. Yeah. And something that's gonna be the background. Just gonna drag this down. I kind of feel like the river should be up here, you know, in your face. There we go. Yeah, that will do. The background here, sort of like this. So for the background here, just select as we did before. I don't like these mountains in the background, you know, the whole thing. And add a mask, Control and I, invert. Now just grab your brush tool and brush the rest, just like that. By the way, I'm using Photoshop CC, so when I right click with the brush tool, I get this. If you're not getting this with the right click, then go here, and this icon here, and you can change stuff here. I'm gonna be using just the mouse in this one, so I would have been more accurate with the tablet, but whatever. So let me unhide some stuff around here, the middle river, right? Let me unhide stuff and, well, paint over stuff, but we're gonna do that in a second. I'm gonna select the hard round, and gonna use this button here to make the thing thinner. Yeah, the brush thinner, and change the size a bit. Let me see here, 62. Hardness, not 100 or 100. Should we do 100? Sure. There we go. White. And let me see if I can just show some things around here. There we go. Because I want to keep some of the rocks, you know? Like I like this rock here. I want to keep it, you know? There we go. Probably some stuff around here. There we go. So let me choose a soft round brush now and kind of like see what we got here. Sure, that works. Why the hell not? Gonna remove some stuff. Let me just move things around a bit so we can see what we got here. There we go. That looks much better. I just moved the back side a bit. There we go. So see how well this blends in. This is pretty awesome in Photoshop. We kind of just merge landscapes. Let me see here. Something's off here. So I'm just gonna, oh, there we go. Just gonna show the foreground a bit. And for that, like the background here, just gonna call this third area. And I need a background here. I need something. I need a mountain. Let me see here. You don't really have to add just a mountain. Like you can add this. I just had this stock, you know. So check this out. You can like sort of add this city kind of thing going on here. So you can just go creative. Like, for example, imagine like some knights riding here in this area going towards the city. Or you can make like a road here, or you can make like a bridge here. It's really up to you how you want your landscape, but I'm gonna go for something more alien kind of looking, you know. So let me see here. This is the one I use normally, you know. This is the one that I normally use as the background, you know. This is the one I use for this one. Whoops, let me show that again. There we go. For this one and for the other one here. See? So let me see here. I want more of these spots here, because this circle here, like in the river, is it a river? I think it's a river. I want more. So let me see. This is the middle river. I'm gonna make a copy of it, and I'm gonna resize this. Yeah, just gonna make it smaller, and I'm gonna put a copy of it over here. Should we do just two? Sure, why the hell not? Just gonna do two structures. Make sure you have black selected and just like erase stuff. There we go. Stuff you don't need. Let me see here. Okay, we got some stuff here on top. Okay, so let me just move this in the back here and just hide. There we go. So it blends in well, right? Let me see here. Move that over there. Remove that. I'll make another copy of it. Why the hell not? Just put it here. Let's flip it horizontally so it doesn't look the same as the others, you know. So we got some variation. There we go. Just remove whatever you don't need. There we go. We got some stuff here on the top. We don't need that. Some white around here. Doesn't have to be super accurate. Just unhide some of the things here. So, let me see what we can do here. We can mask this ground here. We don't need that. So let me see here. This is the middle river. Yes. Mask. No, not gonna mask. I'm gonna paint over it. So make a new layer on top of the middle river, and kind of grab like a normal hard round brush, right? And size. I don't know. Let me see here. Make it your brush like this. You have this option here. Okay, in brush tip shape. See? There you go. And a bit thinner. And now if you hold Alt and click, you kind of select the color from your image. So I can select blue here, I can select white here. I'm gonna go with this white, and I'm gonna paint over the rocks here. So it kind of looks like the river continues, you know. We can also leave some patches of rock, you know, just to keep them inside. Why the hell not? There we go. That took care of our ground there. Well, I'm just gonna remove this too. Sample from there, some gray. There we go. What about this? No, I'm not feeling that one. Or whatever. Sure. Gonna go back to that. There we go. And let's add some fade. Wait, something's wrong. I'm not really feeling this grassy area here. Let me see if I can extend it. You know, I can add some stuff around here. It's really hard to be accurate with without a tablet, but whatever. There we go. So just kind of like do something with it, you know. There we go. Like just brush. See, we're just painting around. Nothing to worry about. So we're gonna leave the foreground alone, but under the foreground, you know, on top of every single thing we did so far, let me just group these. So select all of them, Control and G to group them. See, I call this composition? No. Mix. Why the hell not? Mix. So in this layer, we're gonna add some fade here, some atmosphere. So we're gonna select a soft run brush, big size, really big size. Select white and put this layer on lighten. Press 1 on your keyboard, or just lower the opacity here to 10%. Yeah, if you press 1, it's going to put it to 10, 2 to 20, and so on. There we go. So I'm going to start brushing around here in the background, so it's kind of fading the background, you know. There we go. We're giving it some depth. Now I want some blue, so I'm going to select a bright blue here. And I'm gonna add some blue, you know, because the sky is blue, and yeah. Now, as you can see, now it looks definitely more realistic. And let me just add some blue, some white over here. There we go. We're gonna call this fade. There we go. And now we can add our structures, I think. Let me see here on my images. Sure. Let's add some structure. Well, let's play with the foreground a bit. Let's make it a bit darker. So I'm gonna select levels, right click, create clipping mask. You create a clipping mask, you know, to the foreground, and play around with the levels here. Just gonna make it a bit darker, but still a bit fading out. There we go. Play around here, a bit darker, fading out. There we go. This should do. And now, as for the people and such, you know, we're gonna take care of that in a second. Let's add the structure. So what I used for the structures was this thing here, rock formation. Yeah. So I just simply, you know, this is stock you can find on CG Textures. Let me see here. I selected the shape, right? Just select, just go wild with your selection tool, with your quick selection tool, yeah. And go around it. There we go. I'm gonna grab that area too, this one too. Gonna grab some vegetation. This one too on top. And that's a good shape. Now Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and we got our stuff here, right? Right click and make it to a smart object, so you can then resize it with Control T and holding Shift without losing quality. So Control T, Shift, hold Shift, and make it smaller proportionally. Well, I mean, you can also make it wider if you want to, or thinner, however you want to, but I'm gonna keep it like this, you know. I'm gonna put it around here. Wow, I can make it like this. I'm holding Control, by the way, and dragging. So sure, I can make something like this, I suppose, or maybe a thinner tip. Wow, that looks weird. No, not gonna use that. Just gonna reset that. There we go. And just put it like see how this is in the foreground, right? So this has to be bigger. There we go. This has to be the big piece, and as it's going in the background, I'm gonna call this 1. Gonna make a copy, call this 2. As it's going in the background, it's gonna become smaller, right? So you're giving a sense of scale, you know, to the viewer. Let me see here. Just like that. Flip it. So let me see here. What is this? Flip horizontal. Now just play around with it, like make it a bit wider. This one, you know, so you get some variation. This one, make it even. I don't know. Let me see here. Make it like this, sorta. I don't know. This looks good. Okay, so let me see this one. This one's gonna be sort of like this, maybe. How does that look? That looks good. So Now you can just grab your lasso tool. First add mask to every single one of them. 1, 2, 3. Select the mask and kind of like, now let's do it with a brush. Right click, select hard round brush, smaller size, make it thinner as usual before. And now you can change the angle of the brush here. You can make it so it does like this, where, okay, there we go. Opacity 100%. So it goes like this, you know, or like this, you know. So I'm gonna put something around here, smaller. There we go. And now you can like edit the details here. You can just remove and what you so you make each one look different. It's the same stock, but you can make it look different if you erase parts of it. Just remove this, you know. Give it a nice different kind of look. Just going on here. There we go. Just like this. And what if I wanted to make it like here, like have a tip of sorts, right? So be pointy at the bottom. Let me see here. Just want to make it pointy. Sort of like this, you know? So it has some alien look. Whoops. This looks good. I like it. I'm liking it. See how different it looks from this one and this one? And now you can do the same with the second one, you know? Just erase around. So you get different results, you know? There we go. Let's make it pointy here too. There we go. A bit higher here. This one too. Pointy. So they kind of look similar, but they're different. They don't look exactly the same. So we can just leave that as is, I think. Well, remove this bush here maybe. So kind of like these weird structures, right? So let's give it a more of a 3D kind of look, you know? So a way to easily do this is just make a copy, put it under, right? And sort of like move it to the left side a bit, you know, and a bit under. No, above. Let's put it above. So you got the copy, right? Make a levels layer and clip the mask to it, right? And in the levels, just drop this down. So it kind of looks like a shadow of it, you know. Make this a bit brighter here. So kind of like move this to the right side and move this to the left side. There we go. Now just add a mask to it, you know. And start masking some of the areas where you don't want this 3D effect. Wait, I wanted it on top. So kind of like play around here, you know. Just keep masking. There we go. So it has some 3D look to it. See? That looks much better. Now to the second one. There we go. I mean, you can just group these. Select them, Control G. Gonna call this 1. So we know this is structure number 1. Do the same with this one here. Make a copy. Move it kind of up and to the left. So northwest. And we can just copy the levels from here. And create a clipping mask to the shadow here, right? And just start erasing the shadow with your mask. There we go. Just like that. There we go. gonna title this video, there we go. Because I say it so often, Christ. Okay, that looks good. Sorta. No, not really. I don't like this top part here. Kind of feels weird. Let me clean it up a bit better. Okay, that looks sweet. Next, we're gonna merge these. Whoops. Did I do something wrong? Right, group 2. And do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna put it on this side this time. So, northeast. Gonna get my levels here. And clip the mask. And start erasing. Right? There we go. Again, there we go. Okay. That looks alright. I'm not too picky. I'm gonna call these 3. So these are the structures that we're gonna use. So here I added vines, right? I added vines under them, and eyes, and vines on the eyes, etc. And here I added some sort of like lava, some energy kind of flowing from the bottom to the top, you know? You can do whatever you want. Like for me, you can put a city on top, or some old medieval structures, and the eye, and the lava thing, and the vines, for all I care, you know. So we're gonna grab our fade here, and we're gonna make a copy of it. We're gonna make it, put it here on top, right? And we're going to. I can do this in Photoshop CC. I can create a clipping mask to a group. I'm not sure. I think you can do that as of CS6. Well, let me just move this back here. Let me make a copy of it. But if you can't create a clipping mask to the group, then just add it inside of the group that you're this image here, right? So just create a clipping mask to it here, like so. Not to this one here, and also a copy of it here. So both the shadow and the structure, and kind of like lower the opacity here. See, that looks good. And the shadow, so sort of like that, you know. So it gives it the fade look, but not too much. But I am going to add it to the group since I can. So create clipping mask to the group and lower the opacity, so it's not too much, it's not fading too much, you know, because we want to see the details. Gonna make a copy, do this here too. So as it's going more in the background, the objects are gonna fade more. So the frontal, the front thing here, the first one, isn't gonna have that much of a fade. So probably like here. This one here, the second one's gonna have a bit more, just a bit. Let me see here. And the one in the background is gonna have quite a bit. See how we're fading them? There we go. I did the same thing here, not that much. Like right here, I kind of added some contrast at the end. This looks much more realistic, you know, kind of giving it that depth. So for the people and stuff, well, let's add some vines. I'm really into vines. Let's just make a new layer on top of everything, right, that we've done so far. And kind of just grab your brush tool, just a regular hard round brush, really small. Let me see how many pixels. Maybe 4 in my case, because my image is 1920 by 1080. No, that's too much. Let's go for 2 pixels. That works. Or what about 1 pixel? How does 1 pixel look? It's a bit too thin. Sure. Let's go for this one. I'm gonna call this layer vines, right? So, hold shift so you can make like straight lines, you know. So like this. I'm gonna make some things around here, you know. So maybe, oh, these could be cables, for example, you know. So these alien structures could just have cables, you know. Don't think about it. You just play with your imagination, you know. Let me sample some colors from around here, you know. Why the hell not? We can do this. Yay. Let me select one for a second, because I want to have vine variations, you know, in size. There we go. Now this may be a bit too much. Let me see how it looks from a distance. Oh, that works. I like that. It's a bit too much, but whatever. Who's stopping us? Gonna add some here. There we go. Some vines over here. Just kind of like this. There we go. I'm using a mouse. I'm way more accurate with a tablet. Okay, so some here. Why the hell not? Because we can. There we go. Just small details, you know, small details. Just like this. There we go. See? Stuff like that. And it looks really old, really kind of weird, kind of alien. There we go. Whoops. I'm seriously thinking of calling this video There We Go. Whoops. Or whoops. Sure, let's call it whoops. Alright. Looks good. Looks good. I like that. So obviously we're gonna do the same thing for these two. Wonder if I can make a copy of it and just like play around. Because I don't really want to do it again. Because I don't want to make this video long as hell. Sure, let's do this. Just remove the top ones. Erase the top ones, right? And press Control and L, you know, to kind of like change the brightness. I'm gonna put it like this. So still dark, but not that much. So it's in the background, you know, it's fading. Can I make a copy of it so it looks more... Okay, there we go. Sure, make a copy. Okay, we got some on top there. So we still got vines. I'm gonna grab this one too and just copy paste it here. Doesn't really matter. I'm doing this for speed, you know, so I don't waste too much time with small details, because this should be a quick tutorial. Well, quick. There we go. So vines 1, vines 2, vines 3. Cancel. Whoops. Almost quit Photoshop there. Almost quit Photoshop there. We don't want that. So it's looking good. Let's add some shadows here under the structures so they actually look like they're floating. So gonna call this, gonna merge the structures right in a group. Call these structures, because we're gonna edit some stuff later. And under the structures in the same group, I can just add a layer like called shadows. For the shadows, it's not really complicated, you know. Just make this brush, you know, again. The hard round one, but hardness 50% should do. Let me see how, and that looks good. Gonna sample the dark color from under the structure, you know, kind of do it like this. I'm gonna do it here too, just a click. And here too, just a tiny bigger. Probably gonna edit it a bit here, you know, add some more detail so it doesn't look that fake. There we go. Looks like a penis now. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, so now just go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Not too much though. Not too much. Because we're gonna add a motion blur, filter, blur, motion blur. Motion blur has to be at 0 the angle, right? and a bit more distance. Not that much though. Now you can just like lower the opacity so you kind of see shadows under them, right? Now it looks really realistic looking now, so it's more like a matte painting, but whatever. Let me see here. Structures, foreground mix. In the mix, I'm kind of not feeling the background that much, so I'm gonna select this area here. I want a custom sky, not just in that area, there on top. Control I to invert, and I need a sky stock. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Well, what are the odds that I have one prepared? I obviously had that prepared just for this moment. Alright, so we got the sky there. Let me see if I can make it more, there we go, more intense. Even more intense? No, it's intense. There we go. We don't want the sky taking the attention from our details around here, right? So the people. Okay, so you can I just drew some random guy here, right? And here just a silhouette. For people, you can use this really nifty tool. Where is it? Software. Ooh, Daz Studio. Okay, so Daz Studio is a pretty awesome tool. Where I use this to make my people, you know, the people that I'm going to use in my manipulation. I use them in a lot of pieces. I use them in the awakening piece and the fight piece, the one with the two guys, and it's really fun. So you start it up, you know, it's free. That's awesome. And you just load in some figures, right? I got here Genesis base male. This is what I usually load. And he's gonna be naked. Sorry. But don't worry, he doesn't have genitalia, so don't worry about it. I'm gonna add some clothes because, you know, pants. I'm gonna add the LJ pants and the, let's see, the shirts. Surf's up shirt. Looks good. And you can pose him. There's poses here, right? So we got this one. Oh, this is fun. This one here. Look. Wait, hey, just saw it. The one where he was jumping. That's weird. Was there like a second ago. Let me see here. Oh my god, this looks so dramatic. Let me add it. Come on. Add it. Look at this guy. Oh my god. Like, God, why have you forsaken me? So you just look for like a casual pose now. Let me see here. So some guy. Okay, there we go. This is one. He's just overlooking. Oh, he needs some boots. Boots. Oh, here we go, boots. Oh, there's a vest. Can we add the vest? Sure. Why not? Some hair, maybe? Where's the hair? Genesis male. Figures, people, materials. Oh, we can change the eyes. We can make it more masculine. You can add pubes in this thing. It's awesome. There surely was a thing here that made my guy. Oh, bodybuilder. There we go. Just make it more buff. See? Way more buff. The details, you know. So, I kind of want him buff, but not too buff. There we go. So this is awesome. This program is just awesome. Look at this guy. And if you go into your render settings, and you can set it up so it saves it as a PNG, right? Where is it? PNG. So you still imaging, right? And you save it as a PNG somewhere. I have no idea where the thing is. I forgot. You guys can just Google it. So you just click on render, and it's gonna render then the guy in with a transparent background, right? So I already have a stock here of the guy, which I did before. See, this is the one, and I kind of just drag and drop this guy inside. He has a shadow right now, but doesn't matter. So he can stay around here, like, and put him in the foreground, and kind of add a let me see here, hue and saturation, create a clipping mask, lower the saturation a bit, lower the lightness, you know. So we still got some detail on him, but not too much. See? And he's standing here on the rocks, maybe a bit lower. He's standing here on the rocks. Let me just remove those shadows. It annoys me. And he's overlooking these weird structures. What is this? And you can also paint on him, just simple as making a new layer, making some brush, you know, and just like I want to give him a t-shirt. Wait a second, let me hardness 100 here. I want to give him a t-shirt. Well, you can either do this obviously in Daz Studio, right? So we're gonna make him a bit buff with a t-shirt. So like this. You can give him a backpack, for example. You can add some weird alien stuff on his body. For example, like, oh my god, this guy has like a light in his head, right? I don't know. Whatever you guys want, you know, or on his back, you know. Check that out. That looks cool. Don't want to use this guy really right now. Like, I'm not feeling like using it because I really like just the structures with the people in the background here. So let me add some eyes here. The eye, sure, let's add him in. Gonna remove this rock formation. For the eyes, let me see here. Where's our structures here, right? Okay. So structure number 1. Just paste the eye inside. It has the fade, has everything, right? That's cool. I like that. So make it as a smart object and transform it. Put it here. There we go. So over here, I just made a new layer here. So this is the eye, and make a layer on top, so you can add vines. On the eye, add a mask. Pick your brush. Where's the chalk? The chalk one. Let me see here. Just a second. There you go. Chalk. This is a default Photoshop brush, the chalk one, right? So I'm just gonna erase a bit of the eye, you know, so it kind of looks like rock is going inside. So the eye looks like it's inside of the rock. There we go. Just like that. There we go. So it kind of looks like the eyes in the rock. I'm gonna make a new layer on top, create a clipping mask with a soft round brush, hardness 0. Gonna put some black on the sides here so it really looks like it's inside of the mountain. And now I'm going to sharpen the eye a bit. I wanted more detail, you know. Filter, sharpen, let me see, smart sharpen, sure, why the hell not? Oh my god, this is lagging. Why is it lagging? Okay, now it's not. Gonna check around here. That looks good. Let me add this. That looks good. Can we do it again? Yes. Ooh, it's a bit grainy. Reduce noise? Yeah. Well, I kind of like that noise. That work? Yeah, that works. Awesome. So we added some smart filters, you know, to our smart object. So there's the eye. Looks realistic. What is this? This is the shadow. I'm gonna call this shadow. Now I'm gonna make a new layer on top. Whoops. Where am I going? Make a new layer on top. Still in the structure. Call this vines. There we go. And select your 1 pixel brush. 2 pixel brush. and select some bright colors, you know, from the rock here. Some gray, this gray. I kind of want 1 pixel. Let's try 1 pixel. Sure, let's go for that. You know, just add some vines around here, play around. Right? This thing is old. This thing is really old. Old structure. Has vines. It's plausible, right? Whoops. There we go. Okay. Looks good. Let me add some green stuff around here. You know, some vegetation. Because we have vines, you know, so vines are from the vegetation. There we go. Some dark green maybe. There we go, I like this one. Can we get it even darker? No, apparently not. Thanks, Photoshop. Okay, looks nice. That green could be better. Let me add, if you click on this button here, lock transparent pixels, you can only do stuff inside of the vine layer. Because you kind of locked it in. So I could just do the vines just red. Just wow. But I'm gonna need a green. Okay, this looks not so good. Let me try this one here. This looks good. I like this one. Kind of, you can definitely see the vines here. So, we got the structure here. See? We got the eyes. So I'm gonna group the eyes. Let me see here. This is the eye, right? Group. So this eye, if you want to do it, make a shortcut, just copy it. Let's label this with a blue color, right? So we know it's the eye. We're gonna make a copy of it in layer number 2, structure number 2. So this one is going to go on top of here. But wait, whoops. I'm gonna convert this to smart object. So our group is a smart object. And Control T to resize it. There we go. Kind of put it around here. Looks good. Or you can also put it down here. Who the hell cares? Now do the same thing for structure number 3. Just make a copy and add it. There we go. Make sure it's behind the fade, right? Because this has a fade. Oh, there we go. Of course, has a fade. Gonna need to put that. Where's the eye for the second one? Blue. Gotta label it blue. There we go. Now I know where the eyes are. Kinda want to put it up here. But down here also looks good. Alright, why the hell not? On the background one, on the number 3, I want to add a levels. Create a clipping mask to the eye, so I can like fade it out just a bit more. Just a bit, just like that. That's perfect. And on the second one, I want to do the same on the second structure. Create a clipping mask and fade it out more. Because I want this piece here. This is the foremost piece, you know, the one in the front, to have more detail. So that's looking pretty good. Let me see here. Check out these structures here. So for the people are pretty simple. Just make a new layer, right? And let me see here. You can either use DAZ to make a brush from this guy. How do I do that, you say? Well, it's pretty easy. You just import the guy into Photoshop. See, transparent background. Let's get rid of his stupid shadow here. Right, just erase it. Why the hell not? Goodbye, shadow. We don't need you anymore. So, sorry guy, messed up your shoes. So now just lock transparent pixels and fill it with black, just like this, pitch black. So we got a silhouette. Now just edit. No, wait. Let me crop this. No, I'll do this. What is it? Image, trim, transparent pixels. Something is wrong here. Let me crop this area. Now image trim, transparent pixels. Yes. No. Okay. Whatever. Edit. Well, just crop it. Just crop the general area of the guy. You know, just like this. I'm gonna leave a bit of space. You know. Image. Edit. Define brush preset. So this is the guy preset, right? So the brush is already saved. You know. Edit. Brush preset is already saved. It's already in our inventory. I liked how this looks. We're gonna call this people, and we're going to let me just close these, right? No, gotta go to brush, go to the top, to the bottom. There's the guy that we just made. See, guy silhouettes everywhere. So we're gonna click on this button here and turn on scattering. Put it kind of like here. The count, make it to 1. The count jitter, I don't know, make it 0%. Let's see here, scatter. Jesus, you don't do that. Just a bit of scatter, like 200%. Let's do 200%. Why the hell not? Let me see here. Transfer. Should I add a transfer? Transfer is sort of like fades people, you know, out. But no, I don't want to use that. Let me see here. Shape dynamics. Well, we don't want to. Size jitter. No, we don't want to use that, but too much. Angle jitter. No, I don't want angle jitter. Roundness. Sure. Smaller and bigger people. Let me see how this looks. Okay, there's people upside down. That's not right. What's making them go upside down? Not sure. I mean, I know it's this one here, the shape dynamics, but it shouldn't put people upside down. Flip X? Flip Y? Yay! Okay, so check those two. Oh, X and Y, horizontal, right, sure. Okay, now just make it smaller, right? So you make it to fit the scale of your people, right? So if we're gonna add people here, it's not gonna be these small people. There's too small, right? Just a bit bigger, like this. This looks good. So kind of add population around here, right? Whoops. You can just add a lot of people, or just a few. I'm just clicking just a bit. I just want to add a group of people here, right? So these people here are just fillers. They don't really need detail or stuff. They're just sitting there admiring this structure because it's new. So in the second here, I'm gonna make it smaller, you know. Right, there we go. Well, not that small because this thing is not that far away. Hold on a second here. Maybe like this. Sure, looks good. Oops, brush. Okay, that's good. But in the background, we're obviously gonna have a smaller size, so kind of like this. Okay, now just lock your transparent pixels, and let's fix the depth of these guys. Just grab a soft brush, soft round brush. There we go, so we can like fill the area. Let me see here. Okay, so select some variation of gray here to fit how much depth you added. So don't make your silhouettes pitch black. You're gonna fade them because they're in the background, you know. So I'm just trying out with 80% gray, 90% gray, you know, what fits. I think 90% gray should be fine here. No, that's way too much. How about this? Let me actually put up the color picker. Can we do this? Like so, sure, this looks good. I like that for the foreground. This guy here, I'm gonna make it. Just gonna pick some colors here, see how to fade them. This looks good. Even more. Kind of fade out the background guys. Just like that. These guys though. There we go. There you go. You got people under your structures. So now for the ship is really easy. It's just a random shape. Just grab your lasso tool and make whatever shape you would like your ship to be. So, let's say I want some spikes around here on top, right? So it looks like a gun. Let me remove this piece here. So let's say this is the ship, right? Just fill it with color, with black, right? Now lock the transparent pixels and grab like the chalk brush or something. Let me see here, where is that stuff? There you go, chalk 60. And select sort of like a brighter gray around here and just start painting, you know, the ship. There you go. May want this lighter, you know, because let's say this is the cockpit here. Well, the window, the stuff going on here. And I don't want it pitch black, so I'm gonna press Control and L on the keyboard and sort of like pump up the brightness. So now that we have the ship here, it lacks texture. So I have this thing here that I found on Reddit. These are just inspiration stuff, right? And random textures. So I'm gonna add this piece here. Just gonna copy this image and sort of like paste it inside, create a clipping mask to the ship, and kind of like, whoops, kind of like transform it. Press Control T and transform the texture inside, right? So it kind of fits. The blending mode, play with the blending modes around. Let me see what fits here in the ship. I like multiply. It's not bad. Let me see if I can like. That looks good. That looks good. I'm gonna keep multiply over there as a reminder, because maybe something else will look better. Pin light. What if I lower the opacity? No, it's too colorful. We want something kind of dark. What's this? Color, saturate, luminosity. No, that's too much detail. You don't want to spend too much time on the ship because it's not going to be a major detail. I'm going to keep multiply. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So, let me just press enter. I'm going to group the ship. And let me make a new layer. And add as a clipping mask. Just as a reminder. I'm just going to grab my group here. Convert it to no. And just make it smaller. Because this ship is going to be here. See? And this is what's bringing people here. This is the ship that's putting the people here on the ground. So just make a new layer for the shadows, you know. And let me add more stuff to the ship, right? So let's make some platform. This is what I did originally, add a platform. So just a regular hard round brush, just like this. Not too big in size, just like human size. This looks good. Black, and kind of like put it here, you know. There we go. This is what's bringing the people here. Now I'm just make it smaller so we can add some detail here. Wait a second. There we go. That's a bit too thick. Okay, there we go. Can we add some cables? Sure, why the hell not? You know, just some cables around here. Just small details. But as I said, don't spend too much time. Sure, just some cables around here to make it look futuristic. There we go. That looks good. Looks like a ship. Now just this layer here that I saved, you know, this is gonna like put it on lighten. And we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the people, try to fade them out, you know. So just a regular soft brown brush, big size, so you can paint the ship. Select this guy here. Okay, I know that's a bit too much. Let me try out different stuff around here. Different shades of gray, right? I like this one. Kind of like this one, yeah. Is it a keeper? Maybe, maybe not. Let's add some white on lighten, but not too much. Let me lower the opacity to 10% so I can like fade stuff, right? Looks good. Let's add the shadow. This is the shadow, right? Ship shadow. And as before, just the brown brush, small size, and you can like paint on the floor. Let me lower the opacity about 50% so I don't have to do much, right? There we go. This is the ship. I like that. Wait, I'm not feeling the shadow there. Let me erase a bit. 30%. There we go. That looks good. Lower the opacity. There you go. We have our ship over there. Obviously, it's not that super detailed, but you can like add more texture. Where is it? Is it here? Can I make a copy of it on top? Create a clipping mask? Add more detail? Yes. Yes, we can. Just like that. You know, now it has more detail. So, well, let's see. What are we missing? Are we missing something? Oh, birds. You can add birds if you want to. Just make a new layer. What is this? This ship, right? Gotta name that ship. You can obviously make a copy of it, you know, like make it bigger. You know? Make it bigger. Move it like around here. And erase the platform. Just like that. Or like add a motion blur, you know, and let me rasterize this. And like make it look like it's flying, you know. Add a thruster here, like not like this, stupid, but you get the point, you know, like it's flying, you know. Let me just minimize, you know, something like this, but obviously not that childish. And you can also play around with some fog, you know, in the foreground. Like, let me just minimize this. This is our mix. This is our foreground here. This is the fade. What if we add the fade on top of everything? Oh, okay, that washes it out a bit, but it's not that bad. Let me see if I can change the blending modes to something more appealing. I like pin light. It's not that bad. Just a bit of pin light. Okay. That looks good. I think the foreground is a bit too green, so I'm gonna add a clipping mask with selective color. And since the predominant color is green here, I'm gonna go for a green one. And let me see what I can change here. Why isn't it moving? Oh, there we go. Gonna add a bit of magenta. Doesn't seem to be changing much. Oh, okay, there we go. Well, a little bit of cyan here. A little bit of, oh, there we go, magenta, yellow. A little bit of blue. Oh, I like this one. Not that dark. Silly. Neutrals. Oh god. Let's what if I want a bit magenta? No. It's a bit too dark. Cyan. That's a bit too blue. Oh, I like this one. This looks good. The whites. Dear god. We don't have much whites because we kind of make it dark, you know. Whatever, doesn't matter. Selective color, so just a bit of adjustment, you know. And let me play around with the levels because I feel it's a bit too dark. But I still kind of want it to fade, you know. Let me see here. Alright, this looks good. This looks good. So the ship is a bit too dark. I feel kind of like it's taking away attention from the eye here. So what if I add a layer, a levels layer, create a clipping mask to the group. I can do this in Photoshop CC and CS6. Add clipping mask to groups, but you can also do this manually by just adding it to the ship here. And sort of like fade it out. Just like that. So it doesn't draw too much attention. There you go. That looks great. That's perfect. So now just make a new layer on top of everything. Like, let's say we're done, right? Just add a new layer on top of everything. Image, apply image, okay. Opacity 100, multiply, blah, blah. There we go. So we put everything here on one single layer, right? The entire image. Now we're gonna go to filter, and you can play around with the filters here. You can you can add oil paint, but well, not this extreme, right? Let me play around here. This is ridiculous. Shine, go get away, shine. Oil paint, right? So this can get some really nice effects if done right. Okay. There we go. So you know, something like this. But well, obviously it's gonna look cartoony, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. But we're not gonna add that. Can we add that? What if I lower the opacity a bit? Sure. 40 something percent. That actually looks cleaner. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. Yeah, man. Oil paint. But I'm gonna make a apply image again because I wanted to use this one. There's this camera raw filter that every version of Photoshop has. You get this with Photoshop. It's camera raw. You can use other filters to do this, but I choose camera raw because it's you know, image editing and stuff. You can also use Lightroom, for example, or whatever. But you can add it. You can edit exposure here, for example, make it darker. So I kind of like them. I like this darker look. Highlights, you know, make it brighter. Let me see here. Shadows, make it brighter, darker. There we go. More white, blacks. This is all you. This is all your preference. You know, you do this however you wish to. Clarity, you can add clarity if you want to. I'm gonna add a bit of vibrance if you want more colors. You know, like, oh my god, not this toxic waste, or oh my god, dark and black and white and stuff. So yeah, there we go. Kind of like this. Saturation, you can increase the saturation. Sharpness, gonna add more sharpness, you know, not this extreme, but a bit of sharpness. Zoom in 100% so you see that you're not losing detail and stuff, right? There we go. Because this does not look good, but this looks good. FX, grain, should we add grain? I don't feel like adding grain, but sure, just a bit. Vignetting, that's up to you. If you want vignette, you know, dark vignette or white vignette, just like this. There we go. You know, there's stuff you can do here, grayscale calibration stuff, you know. There's camera shadows, you know, you can play around here. with stuff. Whoops, we can do that. Split toning. You can add some color correction here. You can make this orange, for example. You know, you can just play around. Look at this color correction. You know, switch the balance or not add that much. You know, like if you want to make it more greenish. There we go. See, that looks good. You don't have to though. Just remove it if you don't want to, or add it if you want to. But I'm not gonna do that. There we go, and click OK. That looks much better. So this is a pretty quick technique. I mean, the tutorial is 1 hour long. Like, this is a pretty quick but good looking thing here, right? There we go. See how Camera Raw just completely changed everything? Just added more detail, made it more alive. Again, you can do this with the same thing, like exposure. You can change it with the exposure thing here, right? There's a tick here, offset, whatever, you know. But I choose to do it in Camera Raw because it already has those, you know. But if you don't have Camera Raw, just use these here, like brightness and contrast levels, for example, vibrance, you know, like, oh my god, give them more color, you know. See, same thing as in Camera Raw, just not in Camera Raw. And well, you can add guy here, you know. You can add more people. You can add stuff in the background. You can add like a city in the background. I chose not to, you know, because I like this one. So, eyes. Well, let's we can add a shine to the eyes. Why the hell not? Let's just add like a shine. See, this is why I really want to use a tablet, but I can't because the microphone is way too big, and I need like some sort of arm, you know. Oh my god, what am I doing here? This is a stupid shine. Let me see what I can do here. Okay, this looks good. Oh my god, this is so inaccurate. I'm so sorry. My viewers are gonna hate me. Lol, baka noob, unsubscribe. Okay, there we go. Lower the opacity. Put an overlay. Well, let's put an overlay. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks good. I like that. Just a bit more. Right? What if I add a motion blur? Motion blur. Not too much. Angle. What about this angle? Sure. There we go. We got our shine there. Make a new layer. You know, just copy it and put it on the other ones. Not really much to it. Make it smaller, you know. Because it's the same light source, you know. Like, it's the same thing shining on them, so. There we go. I'm gonna put this over here. Even smaller. There we go. Oh, it looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna group these and call them shine. There we go. Okay. Pretty satisfied. If you want to go more cinematic, you know, you can just like make a black bars on top. You know, cinematic in a world with hills with eyes. Let me just make it darker. You know, something like from a movie, you know. I like this, but I'm not gonna use it. Well, let me just keep those. And this is it. This is basically just a quick kind of way to do your structures here. So a thing that I forgot is to change the color, you know, of the bushes, because they kind of look too green for this environment here. So everything looks kind of orange-ish. Sorry, I forgot that. Let me just go back here to the structures. So to change the color, obviously you can either add a color layer here on top, like if you messed up, or you can add a selective color here. Well, that's the eye. Search your structure. Is this the structure? Yeah, that's the structure, but let me show you the big one. Which is the big one? Number 1. There we go. This is our structure. Okay, there we go. Just make a selective color layer, clip the mask to your structure, and select the greens. You know, if you have the green stuff here, and sort of like play around. Turn down the cyan. Turn up the magenta. Let me see here, the yellow. Definitely turn down the yellow a bit. Black. Turn up the black, yellows. Can we use something yellow? Okay, there we go. Turn those in layers, in yellows. So see, it's not green anymore. It's kind of like orange-ish. So you want to do that. There we go. Just gonna remove that. If you messed up like me, you can just, you know, you're at the end now. Just make a new layer, put it on color or saturation, I think. I mean, both work. Select kind of like an orange hardness like this, and well, not that much, and just pump up the color just a tad bit. You don't want to go overboard. Wait, let me see saturation here. No. Hue? Hue. Okay, hue, that's the one. Bit more. That looks good. And just like paint over the green stuff. Just like that. It's not gonna mess with the background or something because everything's kind of orangey. You know? See? There we go. Well, we all make mistakes, so don't really hope you guys don't mind me making this mistake. Oh, there's a green here. There we go. Back to normal. Black bars. Cinematic. Let me see how it looks at 100%. That looks good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. It came out better than the other pieces, I think. I mean, I think it's pretty good. What if I apply image again, and just add a sharpen to it? I don't know why I do this, but I just love it. I love it just crisp and sharp. Well, not this sharp and crisp. A bit more. There we go. 31%. I just like this. It looks good. So, Jesus Christ, 1 hour and 18 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Sorry if it was too long, but showed you guys some really interesting things. At least I think they're interesting. Stay tuned for the next tutorial, and please subscribe. It really helps if you guys subscribe. If you like the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, then dislike. If you want to comment, leave a comment. As you wish, Bakos. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you just for taking your time and listening to me just ramble around for an hour. And I hope you learned something. Love you guys, and see you in the next tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Facebook and onecanvas.net and rar.s, and love for Bakos. Have a wonderful evening, morning, day,